Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Patrick. In this video, I want to talk about being the middle pillar, okay? Being the middle pillar. Now, what do I mean by that, okay? Most people are polarized, okay? Now, what polarization means is you take one side or the other, okay? Now, I did a Donald Trump video about how people were unhappy with their taxes as of late, okay? And I was talking about how the average person operates off of their emotions, okay? So they get all excited, right? We don't have a whole lot of information. We don't do a lot of research. We're used to being entertained. We fall into a certain box, we identify as a certain thing, okay? And therefore, that makes us feel comfortable. That makes us feel like we belong, okay? And then so when you study, you do research, you become more aware of yourself, okay, and the world that you live in, and then you can become a little bit more independent. You have a little bit more confidence, okay? So what I mean by the middle pillar, okay, meaning you don't necessarily play into people's hand, okay? And so we're always trying to be persuaded, right? Like even in this video, I'm persuading you to be to have a outlook of being like a middle pillar, okay? And so but you don't have to go with that. You can either go to the right or go to the left, okay? But the thing about that is nothing in life, everything is relative, if that makes sense. So everything is relative, meaning that everything is a mixture, okay? And there's never just right, left, okay, right or wrong. There's always different factors, okay? That's why we can form different perceptions and opinions of things, and depending on your intelligence and your way of expressing yourself, some people on either side of a fence can make very great arguments, right? So for example, if you're a Republican, you can come across a Democrat that's extremely intelligent, that can express their points and what they believe, okay? They can do it in a way that's very convincing because they may be intelligent enough to bring forth their points, okay? And be very persuasive in a way that supports their agenda. And then vice versa with, say, a conservative, right? So the point, so we have to realize is that there is no right or wrong, guys. It's just ways of looking at things, and there's some things you benefit from and some things you don't. You know what I mean? And then you have to try to work in between that. So what we have to do is not be so polarized, okay? Let's not be so intellectually dependent to where just because someone makes a convincing argument for something, we automatically take that stance, basically based on us being insecure in our own ability to formulate our own opinion and reasoning for that opinion, okay? So you always want to be the middle pillar. I don't take side. Me personally, I don't take sides in anything. It's sometimes like because what happens is sometimes what'll happen is, or a lot of times what'll happen is, at some point in time when you commit to something, at some point in time, it's going to contradict what you truly deep down believe in or what you agree with, right? And then based on you taking a certain side and taking a certain stance in something, now you feel like you are obligated, you see what I mean, to that belief and to that understanding, based on the fact that you already made a commitment to it. Now when, for example, if hypothetically speaking, if Trump was saying this, that, and the third, you agreed with this, that, and the third, but then he come with the fourth and you like, but it's like I didn't agree with him on this, that, and the third, so therefore I gotta stand with him on the fourth, even though I really don't. So it's a thing where you're not going to agree with everybody about everything, okay? It's about being that middle pillar, okay? And just absorbing information and absorbing things and then moving, you know how this is when you get into your higher self or your spirituality, the Most High, okay, and then you move accordingly. But you should never just be committed to anything, because then you become a slave to that. And so then when it does contradict how you really feel, how you really believe, and things of that nature, then you are a slave, okay? So, but what I will say is this too. At the same time, you do gotta have some type of structure and something that you stick to, if that makes sense, so you can have structure in life so you won't be all over the place. So this is just a good introductory video to being the middle pillar, okay, and bringing balance to yourself and your life and your way of thinking, okay. Hopefully this was a helpful video, guys. Peace.